Hello and welcome to Dissection of a Fantasy Baseball Team. Today, we've got Team the third preseason ranked fantasy baseball team. Now, what's interesting about this is that last year there was a little bit of an uproar when I said that Team The was the seventh best team and not going to make the playoffs. You mean to tell me that Team The is not going to make the playoffs? What are you thinking? Well, I must admit I was wrong. I had him as the 7th, and he actually was the 8th. But through a lot of off-season transactions and moves, he is in a lot better position this season. Why? Well, let's wait and find out. Team The, we're not going to do this every time. We're going to call him Mr. Yuck. That is the logo on the website for him, the Mr. Yuck sticker. I think he actually has a connection to Mr. Yuck because when he was younger, he actually took some of that medicine that you were not supposed to take. That is why he lost all of his hair at a very young age. So, it has a special place in his heart. He knows how important Mr. Yuck is. So, Mr. Yuck, he has greatly improved his offense. All kinds of bats, all kinds of MVPs. His pitching has a lot to be desired, but let's begin the dissection and we'll divulge further. Bust. Okay, I got two busts. The first bust I got is Elvis Andrus. Okay, this guy steals bases. That's all he does, is steal bases. And I know maybe for a shortstop that's good enough, but I think he's just overrated in general. I mean, he had 17 doubles last year. And again, if you're going to have that kind of speed, if you're going to have this, oh my gosh, speed where you're just stealing all kinds of bases, how can you only have 17 doubles? You could stretch 17 singles into doubles throughout a season, I think. I mean, extra base hits just totally not there. And 275 batting average just is, I don't even think he'll hit that. I mean, he's just not that great a hitter. So, yeah, I guess he's a low-end serviceable shortstop because of the steals. I just don't think he provides anything else offensively. The other guy I got is Josh Donaldson. Do not forget, Josh Donaldson's an undrafted player. So all the major league scouts didn't think this guy was good enough to play in the majors. He was a 241 hitter before his last year where he had this breakout season of 301, 24, 93, okay? I don't see how you can expect that again. And I know he's batting in a very good Oakland lineup, but I think that you're going to see him take a major step backwards. I almost feel dumb saying this guy's a sleeper, but Carlos Beltran's going to have an amazing year as a Yankee. That stadium is made for him, and he's a money player. I think he's going to have one of his best fantasy years hitting in that ballpark. Another sleeper I have, and no, it's not because he just had a shutout over the weekend. I've always liked this guy, Andrew Casher. He misses a lot of bats, and not to mention missing a lot of bats. If you take an average pitcher at Petco, he suddenly becomes close to being an all-star. You take a guy who's close to being an all-star at Petco, he becomes a superstar. And that's what I think you're going to get out of Cashner. Do not ever forget how great it is to pitch at Petco. No fantasy for you! No, none. It really saddens me to say that I cannot find a player on this team that should not be owned. It's very sad. This is one of my favorite segments. And everybody has fantasy value, and I can't make fun of anybody that is on this fantasy. Hold on a second. I believe we do. We do. We have Sean. Let's go live to Sean. Sean, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, Sean, actually, you know what? We're going to have to hold off on your questions right now. There was a post on the Fantasy League by none other than the commish himself that's going to rock the whole foundation of the league. Basically, it was a funny joke about his struggles in trading Ryan Braun, all based on Yahoo Fantasy rankings. So, what I'm going to do, I today will acquire Ryan Braun because, again, it's all based on Yahoo Fantasy rankings. So, here I got my pen. I'm writing this offer down so that everybody knows what a great offer it is and how I will acquire Ryan Braun. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade, okay? I know this is crazy talk, but I'm going to trade the 16th ranked fantasy baseball player, Michael Kadire, okay? Now, I'm also going to drop one of my riddle relievers because we don't need them and pick up the 21st ranked fantasy baseball player. His name is Brian Dozier, second baseman for the Minnesota Twins. He actually has 4 home runs and 3 stolen bases. Who cares about his 191 batting average? That's BS. Nobody cares about a batting average. But Yahoo Rankings has him as the 21st best fantasy player. So I'm going to trade Brian Dozier and Michael Kadire for Ryan Braun, who's only ranked 19th. So I'm actually going to give him my 16th and my 21st for the 19th. This is a great deal for him. I can't wait to have Ryan Braun on Bear Bashers, my team. Very exciting. Now, that said, let's go into the questions with Sean.
10 questions with Sean.
Yes, okay then, cool guy. Number 10, why is Jason acting so weird talking about Ryan Braun pretend trades and being a reporter and stuff?
You know, Buster, I could just sit here and ask the questions and just go through it monotonously, but that would be kind of boring, okay? I'll try to make it more exciting, all right? If you want some entertainment, then this is what you get.
Number 9, could this be Jason Kipnis's breakout season?
Yes, this will be his breakout year, and I'm sad about it because, I used to be a Jason Kipnis owner. One of the more famous trades of our league, I believe, or maybe it's just because I made the trade and I think it's famous. But I traded Anthony Rizzo and Jason Kipnis, I think it was May of last year, for Adrian Gonzalez. Now, maybe on paper and in the future, this sounds like a terrible keeper trade because, Anthony Rizzo has his future. Jason Kipnis is going to be one of the greatest second basemen of all time, blah, 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 whatever. But you know what? At the time, I needed a hitter who was going to hit 300 every week. And guess what Rizzo and Kipnis don't do? They don't hit 300, so meh. So I like the trade. That's what I want. But yeah, Jason Kipnis, he's getting close to being an MVP kind of guy. I mean, he's putting up the numbers. There's no argument about it.
Number 8, could Team The... Is that right? Team The...
No. It's Team The... Yes, Team The...
Alright, stop. Number 9, could Mr. Yuck's Nolan Oriando, how's it called? Nolan Oriando, yes, could he have a fantasy relevant season for once? Because before he was not fantasy relevant, no.
Possibly, I don't know. I think in Colorado, I just think he should be putting up better numbers than that. And the lineup's even better this year, so hopefully, he kind of sneaks up and becomes a serviceable third baseman. But right now, there's better options out there, even in the free agent market. But yeah, I guess, you have to say, you see the word prospect in lights and you get excited. But, this could be what he is. Maybe.
Number 7, which MVP candidate do you like the best from this team? Paul Goldschmidt, Ryan Braun, or Mike Trout?
I think I would probably be all by myself in this answer, but I would say Goldschmidt. And the reason why is because as much as everybody loves Trout, as much as he runs and dives and, steals bases and all this stuff, I mean, I think he's a hurt hamstring away from really losing a lot of value. So you at least know with Goldschmidt you're going to get you're going to get the high offensive numbers that are on a higher level as far as batting average and home runs and RBIs than Trout, and that's why I would go Goldschmidt. As far as Braun, everything's going great for Milwaukee in the first 2 weeks of the season. I understand that, but I'm telling you, once that lineup gets hurt, and it will get hurt, trust me, I'm a lifelong Cubs fan, so I've dealt with Aramis Ramirez my whole life, and he will not make it through a whole season. No way. And when that happens, Ryan Braun will not be pitched to. And I know you could probably say, well, why are they pitched to Goldschmidt over there? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. But as dumb as it sounds, I think the Goldschmidt name isn't like the Ryan Braun name. So I don't think necessarily managers go into a game saying, I'm not going to let Goldschmidt beat me. But they do say, I'm not going to let Ryan Braun beat me. I guess it's because, Ryan Braun's got the MVPs. I guess that's what it is. But yeah, I would take Goldschmidt.
Number 6. Which pitcher do you like the best from this below-average pitching staff?
With this particular staff, I'm going to go Big Game James. I mean, there's a reason why he has this name. And I think it's actually going to work to his benefit because I think that Kansas City is going to make a playoff push this season. Therefore, games are going to mean more focus, more adrenaline, better pitching out of Big Game James.
Number 5. What makes this a below-average pitching staff other than the guy you already talked about? Or the guys?
I'm going to sum it up with one word: inconsistency. I mean, you've got Homer Bailey, who, he's thrown a couple of no-hitters, but he can blow up at any time. Masterson's the same kind of guy who looks like a Cy Young one week and looks like a guy you shouldn't have on your fantasy team the next. And Teheran and Shelby Miller they're young. I mean, you just get inconsistency out of young pitchers, so inconsistency.
Number 4, my favorite question, the movie question. What is Mr. Yuck's favorite movie?
He says he does not have one.
The man has 11 movies in his basement. What are you talking about?
Bruh, it doesn't make sense to me either.
I'm sure he has, but it's probably one that I'm in. The movies that I am in are always everyone's favorite.
Ooh, nope, I'm sure that's not true. He actually told me personally he does not like the Sean Connery character. That's what he said. Does not like Sean Connery.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting. Number 3. This is the obligatory bullpen question. I hope his shucks.
I think the route he's going is to make sure that he wins holds every week because it's kind of like a coin flip with his 3 closers because he's got Axford, Holland, and Papelbon. And these are all okay closers. I mean, I don't think any of them are fantastic, especially Papelbon at this point in his career. But, I mean, 3 saves can occasionally win you saves in a week in our league. Again, he's got like 3 holds guys, and perhaps maybe that's not his game plan all the time. I think that's what it is. I think he's going to try to win holds each week, so I'm going with an average bullpen. Average.
Number 2, what makes his offense elite? And I hope it's not elite. I hope it ends up shucking.
Other than the 3 MVPs that we already talked about, and Kipnis and Beltran, which is a good start, he's got the guitarist in Carlos Santana, okay? And then another catcher on top of that, and Joe Mauer, a guy who hits 300. I mean, great offensive production out of catchers. Matt Adams is going to get all kinds of at-bats. Man, where does it stop? You got Torrey Hunter, who always puts up numbers. People think he's too old, but he does it every year. Justin Smoke could be coming into his own. Nelson Cruz even. I mean, if the Orioles could ever figure out how to hit, I mean, they just did get housed over the weekend by a fantastic Toronto pitching staff, let me tell you. But you get the point. The point is that, this offense is completely and totally legit.
The number 1 question for Mr. Yuck. Does he really have this great of a team? I hope he doesn't. Doesn't even like my movies or any movie that I'm in. I hope he finishes 11th place in a 10th place league. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
Look, Sean, I don't like it either. I mean, obviously, since he has such a good team and he is the commissioner of the league, he is probably cheating in order to have such a great team. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this at all. Let's check in with Ira and see what Ira's thoughts are on Mr. Yuck.
Ira's Island.
Yes. Hello, this is Ira blog for Ira's Island. Yeah. Why are you so scared? What's going on? Yes, all has to do with Billy Hamilton. This has really burned me in a lot of leagues. I really thought he would actually make some contact and be on base occasionally. Right now, it's not working out the greatest for me now. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Good luck. Yeah, who asked you anyway? But yes, here's the situation with Mr. Yuck, okay? Mr. Yuck's offense, yes, has the MVPs, all kinds of offense all over the place, and of course the question mark is his pitching. Now, the pitching, I'm okay with, okay? I don't think it's near as bad as you think. I have him ranked second. I do not have him at the third spot. I think he will get one of the buys in your league, which will save him because I know he has let's just say he has less than a stellar playoff record. Okay, all right. So yes, I think he can get the number 2 seed in a buy, which will definitely help him. Like I said, the pitching's not near as bad as you think. I don't really need to go into all the players because you pretty much talked about them, and I'm sure this video is like 20 minutes long, so as it is, and I know people have lives, they don't want to watch all this. But let me go out on close and leave you with my song, Jason, because as you know, you are in next to last place in your fantasy league, so you're almost the worst around. Only one team worse than you, you're the worst around. Never gonna get out of last place, you're gonna be there forever. Gonna be in last place. Ira, shut up. It is a marathon, not a sprint. But check this out. The third best team is Mr. Yuck. His pitching is not good enough. And I know you can say, well, Ben's Champions has done it in the past without a pitching staff. The difference between Ben's Champions and Mr. Yuck is that everything Ben's Champions touches turns to gold when it's all said and done. And when the baby came out, when Ben was born, the doctor said, it's a golden child. Well, yeah, Mr. Yuck doesn't have that kind of luck. And that is why Mr. Yuck will finish in third and lose in the first round in the playoffs, because that's what he does. Now, big hint for the last 2 teams that are left, okay? 2 teams left, and you want to know who's next? His last name begins with a W, because he's a winner. All right, hope you enjoyed it. See you later, bye.